Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back with me here. I'm Rayhan Ramadhan Abidin, student of English Education Department, Islamic State Sultan Syarif Qasim Riau. So tonight I would like to explain a little bit and review the thesis by Agung Prasetya, and he is also the student of English Education Department from Sultan Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta, and the title of his thesis is "The Effectiveness of Using English Songs on Students' Listening Ability," a quasi-experimental study at the 8-year students of MTS Hidayatul Anam, Pasar Minggu, Jakarta Selatan. So the title is "The Effectiveness of Using English Songs on Students' Listening Ability." So, alright. The chapter 1 of this thesis is talking about introduction, and come after that, chapter 2 talking about theoretical framework, and then research methodology in chapter 3. So what is chapter 1 talking about? The introduction in chapter 1 consists of the background of the study, and the second, identification of the problem, limitation of problem, formulation of the problem, purpose of the study, and also the last, the significance of the study. So let's get started from the first. What is the background of the study of his title of Agung Prasetya's thesis? So before we are talking about the effectiveness of using English songs in the classrooms, we would like to see what is the background of this study, what is the background of this thesis. As you can see here, there's a rules from the government number 32 in 2013. English lessons or English subject become a subject in the national exam for junior and senior high school. And also there's a phenomenon that it's a familiar for us that understanding spoken language is very important in communication, especially if we want to talk with native speakers. But there's a problem in this case, that it's difficult for the teachers to choose the appropriate method and activities in order to teach their students to understand about the subject of English language, especially in listening activities. So what is the solution of that problems? So the songs comes to help the students to remember the words in learning English. So also the song makes the students feel easy to understand about English language, and they feel enjoy and fun to learn English through listening the songs, English songs. So we go next to the identification of problems. The first point, you can see listening skills are automatically acquired by the learner as he learns to speak the language. So it's the first time for you to learn to speak the language, so listening skills are automatically acquired after you learn to speak. So next, students lose scores in listening subject due to less exercise and practice. So what is the reason for students to get low scores in listening subject? Because they always feel lazy to do exercise and practice, and lack of vocabulary in listening because of student less practice also. So the reason why they do not know the new vocabulary in learning listening, because they never practice themselves to learn and memorize the vocabulary through listening. and lack of media in teaching listening because limited facility. And we know that in Indonesia there are many there are urban areas and also villages, but we know that but we can use our handphones instead of using the tablet or laptop, and we cannot get rid from teaching listening because we can teach our students or we can learn ourselves as a student using our own font. So you cannot say that I lack of I don't have media for teaching listening. I don't have media for learning listening. And next, the teacher have a few varieties of teaching methodology to make more interactive listening activity in their class. So teachers is not most most of the teacher feel confused to teach their students because they cannot be creative teachers and they don't have much varieties of teaching methodology in order to make their students understand about their subject. So boring also. The students feel bored when they were taught by the teachers with 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 basic or more teaching methodology. So they don't want to learn with the teacher who make them feel bored or feel lazy. All right, now the limitation of problems. So when we want to make a thesis, we need to be focused on what we research. So the limitation of problem in this thesis is understanding listening using English songs at the 8th grade students in junior high school. And this research also tries to focus on making the children understand the English language contextually at the 8th grade of MTS Hidayatul Alam Pasar Minggu, Jakarta Selatan. So the focus is just on making the children understand the English language contextually. So based on the limitation of problem, it comes the formulation of the problem. What is the formulation of the problem in this thesis? So we need to answer the questions. Is it effective or not? Is it effective for students to understand listening context through English songs in junior high school at the 8th grades of MTS Hidayatul Anam or not? So we need to we need to find out, is it effective or not? Is it English songs are effective for the students or not? So what is the purpose of the study? And the purpose of the study, the purpose of this thesis is to find the empirical evidence or the empirical proof. Evidence means proof on whether understanding listening comprehension through English songs is effective or not. And the significance of the study. This study is expected to provide or to offer the first, theoretical significance, the second, practical significance, and the last, professional significance. So we go next to the chapter 2. Chapter 2 is talking about theoretical framework. And what is the part of the theoretical framework? The writer in this thesis talking about the natural of listening or the definition of listening, the history, and then come after that the purpose, and the types or the kinds of listening, the song itself, and the last is research hypothesis. So the natural of listening, based on the definition from Roland Barthes, and he is a linguist, he differs or distinguished between hearings and listening. Hearings, he said, hearing is just a physiological phenomenon. It means we use our ear to hear. But meanwhile, listening is a psychological act. Listening is a psychological act. It means you need to pay attention to someone's opinion or to someone's saying in order to understand what they say. That's the difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is only a physiological phenomenon and listening is a psychological act. It means you need to be able to understand what people say. You need to pay attention to the someone's opinion. All right, now the purpose. What is the purpose of listening? And Braun and Yule, and both of them are linguists also, divide the purpose into two main categories. The first category is instructional purpose, and the second transactional purpose. So what is transactional purpose? Transactional purpose conveys or provide social reasons for communication, such as chatting at the party or talking with the strangers in the street, and etc. But the transactional purpose is used to express exchange of information, such as to follow instructions or giving the comment, and etc. Alright, now the kinds or the types of listening. There are three types or three kinds of listening that we need to be able to understand, and we need to memorize it also if we want, if before we want to teach listening skills, listening comprehension to our students. The first is active listening. Active listening is the art of listening for meaning. So you listened to the sentence, to the conversations in order to find out the meaning of the word. And the second, critical listening, is evaluative, judgmental, or interpretive listening. It means you interpret what you listened from the conversation or from the songs or from the movie, and etc. You interpret what you hear and what you listened. And the last third is constant listening. And constant listening involves understanding and retaining the information provided by the speaker. So in order to understand what you listened, you need to be able to gain much information as fast as you can, as fast as you can. Because in constant listening, you need to be able to understand all of the information provided by the speaker, such as listening to the music, songs, podcasts, and etc. All right, now we are going to the song part. So, what is song? What is a song? What is the definition of a song? And Futongi, the linguist, said that song is a language package that combines or consists of culture, vocabulary, listening, grammar, structure, and etc. and all of the parts of language, and also as a moderator for other language skills in just a few rhymes. So that's the definition from the linguist, but we can conclude that the songs which we listen to it is giving us much benefit, or it will be beneficial for us if we want to learn English through listening to the songs. The first benefit or the first thing that we need to know, that we will get through listening English songs while learning is we the song provide relaxed learning. We feel relaxed when we listen to the English songs, and we also feel more fun and interesting because the song give us the beat and the rhymes. So we feel fun and interesting while listening to the songs, and we can also gain more new vocabulary. And the third, the, while listening to the songs, we can easily remember the new vocabulary that we just listened. And the third and last, the fourth, we feel motivated to learn without any pressure because you can choose the genres that you want to listen. So if you want to listen to the energetic songs, you will be feel motivated to learn without any pressure. So all right, and next the research hypothesis. And actually, there is no significant effect of using songs in learning listening in experiment class, and those who were taught without using songs in control class. So there's no significant effect, but there's still a difference between experiment class and control class. All right, we go next to the chapter 3. Then the The chapter 3 is talking about research methodology, which consists of research design and methodology, objective of the research, time and place, population and sample, research instrument, the technique of data collecting, the technique of data analysis, and the last is hypothesis test. So this thesis use quantitative method in order to find and gain information at MTS Jakarta. And the design of the research is experimental research. And based on what John Creswell said, that the experimental research is the description and analysis of what will be or what will occur or what will happen, but under carefully controlled situation and conditions. So this is very interesting thesis. And what is the objective of this research? So the objective is to find out whether there is a significant difference in students' achievement in learning listening through English songs compared to learning listening without using English songs at MTS Hidayatul Anam. So is there any significant difference who taught by English songs and who have not been taught by English songs? Who taught by English songs and without taught by English songs? Alright, so now the time and place. Where is the thesis is conducted? So the research is held at MTS Hidayatul Anam, which is located on Bamboo Street, Jati Padang, Pasar Minggu, Jakarta Selatan, and the research held from August until September 2016. And the population and sample of this study is all of the 8th grade students of MTS Hidayatul Anam, Jakarta Selatan, that consists of 4 classes or 87 students. All right, now the research instrument, and this research has used a test as an instrument. So the instrument in this research is a test. What kind of test? The tests are pre-test and post-test in order to collect the information from the students. Pre-test means the test that we conduct or we used before giving the task or assignment or treatment, and the post-test is after the treatment. Treatment means explanation or teaching, practice, and etc. And the technique of data collecting, the pre-test and post-test. The pre-test, the students were given a song that consists of 10 items of test questions for a blank English song or essay after treatment and explanation, just like what I said before. And a pre-test basically measure whether the experimental and control groups were equal, while the post-test was given to the experimental class after giving the treatment and explanation. So pre-test was given before treatment and explanation, and post-test was given after treatment and explanation. And the post-test was given in order to know whether using English songs are more effective or not in learning, listening, comprehension. Right, and the technique of data analysis is because this test is used quantitative method, so there are more variables and numbers that I found in this thesis, and the test and the technique of data analysis used several steps or several tests, and there are normally tests, and the second called as homogeneity test, and the third hypothesis test, and the last is statistical hypothesis. All right. So, all right. Thank you very much for watching me explaining and reviewing the thesis by Agung Prasetya, student of English Education Department from Win Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta. And from this review, we can conclude that using English songs is another alternative for the students to learn English, especially to gain more new vocabulary. But there are some advantages and disadvantages for listening English songs through learning listening comprehension. But it never minds, because listening songs will make us feel comfortable, enjoy, fun, interesting, and feel motivated without any pressure. So, all right, thank you very much for watching me. See you next time in the next video. I'm Rayhan Ramadhan Abidin, student of English Education Department, Sultan Syarif Qasim Riau from 4D. Say good luck to you, and I bid you farewell. And the last from me, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See ya.